machined really well for a plastic case.
You know, that's got no float, it turns very freely.
Hi guys, Brett from Hearns, and I'm joined by Simon again.
We're back.
And we are building the HB Racing E819RS,
Yep.
and this is episode 5 of the build.
So you're building it,
You said that last time and it only lasted until the arms went on backwards twice.
and I'm fixing it.
Yeah, alright, I can handle that.
Okay.
So we've got some Exotech goodies on there. We've got
Got the
ball-race
carbon
steering.
inserts.
We've got carbon inserts. We've got effectively half a car, haven't we?
We have.
We should. I want to get the wheels on tonight.
We'll have it with the wheels on tonight if we keep it together.
If Nan doesn't come about. Anyway.
Don't start that.
All right, guys. So strap yourselves in as we get stuck into episode 5.
We're bag H. We're up to
Bag H or bag H?
H.
All right. Now this is the old rear arm shenanigans.
And which way do they go on?
No, we're going to talk about hardness.
Oh, well,
Compound arms? We did that in the front.
Well,
So again, on the rear, I'm going hard arms.
Yep.
And
why is that?
Because I don't like bent drive shafts. And
I've got a question for you.
typically-
I've got a question for you. Being that, are you racing this car yourself?
Yes, that's the intention. I'm going to take it to the Nationals 2022.
Where's that at?
Queensland, where it's hot.
Yeah, what kind of track, sorry?
I don't know.
Do you know if it's oiled or if it's like natural?
Don't know. They're rebuilding it as we speak.
Ah.
They're rebuilding it as we speak, mate. I don't know. But you know what? And it will be run at an oiled track before then. Be run at the local track, which is the EMCC.
Okay.
So I've got my hard arms.
Yep.
And they're, like I said, they're a little bit brittle than the stock.
What do we do with the new
Plastic
inserts?
ones?
Oh, you've got them up there. So you're going for the carbon inserts again,
Yeah.
made by
Berserk,
Paul, who does an awesome job on everything he touches.
and more than anything else, they just look horn.
And you get stickers.
I love stickers.
Stickers.
Sticking me up.
Oh, look at that. I tell you what, Paul does do a good job, doesn't he?
They're nice. How well do they fit?
There's
not much tolerance there, is
just
there?
fits in perfect.
I'd like to say like a glove, but it's probably better than a glove.
Have you got the screws for them?
There's just some here in the little screw holder.
Oh. Is it 2 mil or 1.5? I can't remember.
1.5 on this one.
Oh, well, I'm out again.
1.5 for some people. We can't win it all. We're not even elbowing the little rat today. He's out of the way.
The rat's been moved.
You've got no excuses.
No, the rat's on, like, he's in a safe place now.
Is he?
Yeah, away from you.
You'd probably try and put him in a roll.
Ooh, yum yum.
So what's going on, mate? How are you feeling? How's the buggy looking?
Which buggy?
This one. Are you happy with the build so far?
I built my first HB in 8 scale was the 817. I had an 817.
Yep.
An E817. And same thing then, the plastics were really, really good. Threads were tight, like to put the screws and stuff in.
Yep.
But car went together really, really well.
And how did it perform?
To be honest,
Yep.
I didn't race it that much. I raced it at EMCC very successfully.
Yep.
I had it up at Wodonga once at
Do they have a track up there?
Well, the 10 scale track, they run 8 scale on them occasionally.
Do they?
Yeah, so they had an event.
Will they let me bring this up?
Well, probably.
That'll upset the hashtags.
Oh, tell you what.
Hashtag big wheels coming through.
So we had, I think it was, like the Summer Slam.
Yep.
I think it was something like that. I can't remember, it was quite a few years ago. And Matt was there, Griffo was there with his Nitro, and a few other guys had their EP8s, and it was fun.
Yep.
It was actually fun on that track. And the 817, I actually did win that night, but it was, Griffo kept me very honest.
Did he?
He was admittedly running his car in though. Like he had a brand new motor he was running in. So.
And you were running electric.
Yeah.
This class since then has like just taken off.
It has.
It's like the numbers are
Look,
way larger.
EP's the future, obviously for the way the world's going, etc., and noise and all that kind of stuff. You've got the driver, so I thought I'd let you put that
Yeah,
in.
there'll be another one here, mate.
No, it's all good, mate. I'm not gonna take that away from you.
But I like it.
So yeah, going the way that everything's going, noise, all that kind of stuff. EP's definitely going to grow. It's got to grow. Queensland, it's huge. Queensland's got a really awesome EP8 scale scene going on up there. So
They really do. And for very good reason. The cars are really big. The tyres come pre-glued.
They have got a couple of nice big tracks though.
Yeah.
And obviously Queensland's more kind of really strong 8 scale scene up there.
Alright, let's get into this. You're still doing that. Let's have a look at H2. What have we got here?
Sway bars.
Rear sway bar. As opposed to the front one. Now they do come, like most of the top pedigree race cars, they do come, or they are available with a plethora of thickness sway bars.
Yeah, but you don't divert too much from kit.
Not if they've done a good job designing the car.
Because pretty much if this is a 2.6 on the rear,
Yep.
you probably only want a 2.7 and a 2.5.
That's
That's it.
Yeah.
If you're going to like a 2, well then something's drastically wrong.
Yeah. Because the weight of the car shouldn't have changed that much from what they designed it.
Correct.
So I'm putting these parts here, make sure, well hopefully they don't go away. Single link.
Well, we are known to lose the odd bit and piece, and
Bit. Uh-oh.
I caught it.
Sleeved it. What
See,
have we got here?
I was lucky the rat wasn't there.
Would have been all over. Little 1.5mm grub screw.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and get these new pliers to try out tonight. These
Didn't we have them
JP
last time? Or not? Were they different ones?
They're different ones. We have
I had the Aeromax.
Aeromax ones. I thought I'd get some new ones to try out.
They look flash.
They do, don't they?
They actually look like pretty serious pliers.
They do, don't they? They really do. They're hard anodized aluminium.
I'm going to use the Aeromax, okay?
Well, you can do that. These are a bit of an unknown quantity. Oh, they feel good. They feel real good. You got to pop this one on now. It might be a bit tight now you've done that. Ooh. And this one. There we go. Look at that. How's that looking? Pretty sway like. Swing it around like tassels.
As Austin would say, swinging.
Rightio. Just concentrate. Keep your eyes on the prize, mate.
Oh, jeez.
It's time to get something you're very familiar with.
Losing.
And gearboxes.
Uh-huh.
Gearboxes, transmissions.
H3. What bag are we after? H3.
H3.
Yep.
The gearbox pieces are just there, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do we need them?
Yeah, we will need those.
I'm just going to get rid of the rubbish.
Yeah, we don't want to clutter ourselves. It's a big, awfully big buggy.
So what have you done with... Oh, you've got all the gears and stuff?
Yep.
Do you know what? What's really cool is you get 2 different wing heights.
Explain to us about wing heights.
Well, it's your downforce.
Yep. What else?
Well, one's higher than the other.
Yeah. And what does that do for the handling, mate?
Gives you more downforce.
Yeah.
Do you want me to...
Well, also raises the centre of gravity over the rear of the car.
Here we go.
No?
Yeah.
You don't buy into that? The current trend with these cars is to run a high rear wing.
Why is that? What are people finding?
I don't know. It's a trend.
What's the attributes that
I'm going to say it's a trend.
Okay.
I personally like
because
the lower one.
Okay, changing the subject here, going on the 10 scale, because our Yokomos have 2 slot heights in the...
Yes.
Two wing position heights in the tower. I actually run the low one.
Yes.
Because I reckon it looks neater. That's my reason.
Yeah. And when you crash, it can put less load on the shock tower and that.
Well, I don't go through as many wings.
The wing will last longer.
I think we've just gone south of this conversation about braking stuff.
Yes. Well, it's never good. We're both pucker up one. Nobody wants to break stuff, do we?
No.
So I'm going to go ahead here and shim it as per the book.
Yep, you got your shim.
Shim, shim. Shim's a funny word, isn't it? Where does it come from?
The dictionary.
Alright. I thought you'd have more insight being a bit of a shimmer from way back.
No.
Shimmy shimmer?
No, sorry.
Alright, you've just killed the mood.
I just
You know
destroyed
that,
it.
don't you?
Absolutely destroyed it. Trouble is with shims is they're not easy to get. Like the right thickness shims and that aren't always available.
No?
No.
I would have thought that they would be plentiful.
Not in the real world. Not in my industry. Shims are very difficult to get hold of.
I'm surprised by that, I'll be honest. Quite surprised.
What are you doing?
Putting a clip on, mate.
Ah, with side cutters.
Well, just rolling it over the lip. I don't have a flat blade here.
Don't you?
And I'm going to go stabbing myself with the 1.5 mil. But I'm getting it... There is two
slots.
slots.
I made the mistake on the first one.
There's one for the boot.
Yep, for the
one...
boot. So you don't put circlip in booty slot.
No, because you get a bit of run out.
Yeah.
Bit of backlash.
Float. Got it locked in? Sounds like it is.
Did you hear that last little click?
Lock it in, Eddie.
And they really are
Can I have a look, please?
machined really well. For a plastic case.
You know, that's got no float. It turns very freely. You got to say it was almost designed to go in there.
For a plastic molded, no, that is precision. It is really...
Yep.
The Swiss, huh? The Swiss are all over it.
They are.
What have we got now, Captain?
Well, I suppose we've got to drop the diff in there, don't we?
What's the diff?
Rinse. You got shims for that?
Shim?
Where's the diff shims? Or you don't need them?
Yep, I've got some diff shims right here. I thought that this would be...
Got a little bit of float. Definitely.
This is why I've got you here, just to do this mesh. And
I'll tell you what, it's going to need shim either side.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, you would know.
Yep. So I was just having a quick...
What are you finding?
I reckon 2 shims on the are you opening up the packet, are you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do it in such a way that they just don't fly absolutely everywhere or get bent.
Are these all the same thickness, by the way?
These are all the same thickness. These are all 0.2s.
Oh yeah. Can you...
So they do... I did notice that you did shim the other one fairly tight.
Well, we've got 0.4 and we've still got a lot of float there.
Yep.
Now all the way across, we've got... It's riding too high on the teeth.
Yep. Now it's not uncommon, I said that when we did the front gearbox, that they can have a bit of a tight spot sometimes. And with these, yeah, they do change a lot once you run them in, and they do recommend that you run them in as per, you know, the first race meet or something, then re-shim them, and then after that they pretty much don't move.
Yep.
Look at concentration on his face.
No, it's
And make sure it's the right direction too, because you can install one diff.
Have you got like a scriber, like a little pointy? Have we got like a? Because I think
this doesn't stop it.
There's a bit of debris in the bottom of one of these teeth. No.
Oh, that is pretty good. That is pretty good, mate.
Well, look at that.
Got it?
I got something out of there. Because when I was turning it over, it was a bit crusty, by the way. And that normally indicates...
Mm-hmm. I have tried to keep it clean.
Well, you failed.
But I didn't prepare it before it went in, other than...
Oh.
That'll keep the coating on the gears nice. Not that it won't wear anyway. What have we got there? What have we got? It's like a bit of earwax.
No, I don't know. It's like grit. But no, when I was turning it over, right?
Mm. Oh my god!
It doesn't go. It doesn't crunch anymore.
Look at this! Look at you! Look how chuffed you are.
Well, it was just.
Look how chuffed you are.
It's still there a little bit. There's.
really. I think you're clutching at straws, mate. And some people, they leave this...
Can you be quiet for a second, please? You can hear it.
A little bit. What are we doing for it? It's got a hair on it. Bit of moustache has fallen into the gearbox. That'll do it every time.
Tell you what, Pyro's been in the gearbox.
Buzzing around, is it?
Yeah, he's trying to sometimes you get where the machining starts, like the CNC machining starts and where it finishes.
Yeah.
You can get a tooth that's slightly a little bit imperfect, you know, like not as perfect.
They are beautifully machined though, aren't they? They're beautiful, like, shape, I'm going to say. Helical?
They are good. They are good. Yeah, we got one. Hear it?
One little crunchy tooth.
It's just a little burr. There's actually a little burr left on there.
What have we got?
It's gone now.
Is it better?
It's gone.
How does it feel?
It's wonderful. So all it was just a little machining burr. There's just a little tiny dag there.
But if you leave them in there, I suppose it can do damage, no?
Well, it can, but
Like
the thing
an
is, right?
unnecessary wear.
The thing is, it doesn't matter what brand you buy, you're going to get that on everything because it's machined.
That's why I've got Australia's #1 gearbox guy here.
Hear that?
Mm-hmm. The tram.
Now listen. You turn that, you can hear it, and you push it the other way, and it goes a little bit silent. I want one more shim, please.
One more shim?
Yep. Diffs, when they're brand new like this,
Yep.
and they haven't been run, what they're going to do is they're going to wear together.
Yes.
When you run them in, they're going to wear in together. So if you don't have the shimming right, it'll wear in, and it'll either be noisy as hell, as in it just will be a growly, noisy diff.
That's the last thing I want, a growler and a diff.
Yeah.
Isn't it? What are you thinking?
I'm not thinking anything.
Is there any backlash left in there?
No. So this is with the 0.2 shims. This is where it can become. I reckon I need a 0.1. I need a 0.1 shim to put on the opposite side.
Have we got any float within the gearbox housing?
So we got float now. We've got clearance now. Okay, but we still got a little bit of side float, but I reckon we could probably live with that. Okay, because it's not floating in.
Not floating in.
Okay, so button it up.
Button it up, Eddie.
Button it up.
We're calling it.
Yep.
Now, is the diff in the right way? Yes.
I reckon BJ must have had the heater on in here or something.
What, isn't it? Smoking. Button it up, Eddie.
It's a bit cookie. You are after cap head metric 3x12 to go into the two top screw holes.
Yeah. I'm looking for a little bit of assembly lube, mate. Just bear with me.
Just use the lithium grease.
Nah,
Don't be scared. Use the white stuff.
I like this one. It's a bit neater. If I get on my clothes and then doesn't yell at me.
Jeez, tell you what.
What? Tell me what? What exactly? Geez, that thread's nice. It's like somebody's already cut that.
Really?
Yeah.
So why do you need the grease?
To ensure.
Just for the high speed.
You like that?
Doesn't lock up. Awesome.
Alright, what are we looking at?
Being that the bottom's open, you can assemble it, and then before you put it on the chassis, you can put some grease in on the gears then.
Because if we put it on now, it's just going to make a mess everywhere, attract dirt.
Yep.
Get my moustache stuck in there.
Yep. Tower.
Tower.
And there should be...
Tower of power.
There it is, right here. It's hiding right here.
In plain sight.
Yep.
Body mount. Now don't put it on backwards. We've already demonstrated
what can happen. I'm not going to do that.
Looked like a little rhino, didn't it? And it was cute.
So,
I'm actually expecting some new shock towers for this bad boy.
Who's off Paul?
Yeah, of course, Berserk. They're the only shock towers I've put on.
I'll put this on because it's about the only thing I can do.
Why is that? Don't be so harsh on yourself, mate.
I'm not.
It's looking good. I can't see. Then we've got a bit of a... Are we going to go the tall one? I reckon we go the tall one and we mount it low.
It's your call.
Yeah. We'll go the tall one and we'll mount it low on the shock tower to keep it all strength.
But I would assume you'd want the tall one for a low grip track.
Yeah.
And the low one for high grip track.
You would think so.
So where
It's got to look cool too.
where are you going to run it first?
On an oil track.
Low tower.
Low tower?
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick reacting.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. We're on.
Lock it in.
We're on.
Get it in. Some nuts. Oh, they go in from the side.
So we got two different lengths. We've got 20s at the bottom
20s.
and we've got 12s at the top.
Are they countersunkies?
These are the buttons.
Buttons. On monsieur. Oh, we had an uncomfortable touch there.
See?
Oh, you like it?
Now which set of holes?
Sorry? You like it?
Ah,
Are you comfortable with that? I think that has to go up. It's going to hit the gearbox, I reckon, looking at it. I think we need to come up.
really?
Yeah. Alright, are you screwing or am I screwing?
Need a 5.5.
I know. I'm just getting it started, mate. I don't want to strip it on the... Oh, BJ's been in the tools again.
Oh, he said he was doing blockhead stuff last night.
Was he ever? You should have seen it.
And
Is it 2.5?
I got the 2.5.
Isn't there 2.5s?
I don't know, is there?
After all that, it's 2.
There's 2, is there?
Here you go, love.
Thank you.
That is looking good, mate. Looking very good.
So why is the bottom ones longer? Because I reckon they screw into the gearbox.
I reckon they do too. In these holes here.
I'll just tighten this up.
You could probably do it in situ to make sure it all pulls up square.
Probably could.
That is a beefy looking unit, isn't it? What do you like most about it?
Well, I don't like anything about it.
Alright. Yeah, you've heard it here first.
No. I'm just curious about this mount because
Curious George.
it does look like it's too low, but it's actually right on the. It's like right there touching.
Well, that's what we want. Don't we? So it's going to add a little bit more strength.
By the way, did you do the threads in these? Can you remember?
I can't remember.
Can we just run the thread thing?
Of course we can.
It's feeling quite tight. That's all. You do that?
No, I didn't do these ones.
You didn't.
Top or the bottom? Both I do.
Just as well.
Just run them through.
Just as well I wore my work pants, so I can.
You wear work pants?
Yep.
I wear pants to work.
Well, there you go.
Do they count?
Lucky for the customers, you do.
I might not have pants on now though. Well, it's only you, isn't it? And Nan doesn't mind.
Stop it.
Come on, mate.
We had an agreement Nan was staying out of tonight's episode. Okay? Because...
You got a bit carried away last time, didn't you? To be honest.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Come on. What are you doing?
I'm waiting for you because you haven't done your job.
Typical. I'd say with the amount of swarf coming out,
You didn't do it.
I didn't do it at all.
But look, this is if you don't do it, you end up stripping the. Well, you get the the bolt goes in so far, and then it'll either stop or you strip the head out of it. On these 8 scales, because they cop such an abusive environment, and they're such a big vehicle compared to like a 10 scale.
Well, it's 3.5 kilos you got thrashing about.
Yep, and they land harder and they hit things harder.
Especially with me driving.
That's why you have hard arms.
Hard arms.
And
I'm just going to snap the pipe in half, mate. You know that.
well,
It's not going to stand a chance. Oh, we get to do some pills soon. I get excited for pills.
I'll just put these screws in.
Mm.
So what's the next step after I do this? What do we...
We'll put these countersunk jobbies in.
Yep. Just lube them up a little bit, please.
Yep.
You're good at doing that?
Well, gotta do something around here. Alright, then we're going to get into some pills. We've got the tower on, we've got the 6 screws in.
So, just curious, are you using Nan's pills tonight?
No, I'm using orange. No, orange or blue. What kind of guy are you? That's a new campaign, isn't it?
Really?
I don't know.
Where'd you
Here we
learn
go.
that?
What do you mean? Ooh, what are these little washers? These are exciting.
They're shims for floating the arms.
That's the last thing we want. Gonna resist the urge to polish these
Yes.
on camera. I'll do that in the comfort of my own home, thank you very much.
Now you've got lube in the manual.
Well,
Brett likes to polish everything.
I like it clean, I like it smooth, silky smooth. No?
Zohan.
What's that? Oh. Where's the scrappy cocoa? Here we are. Look at that.
We got.
What do you?
Just that looks
Whoa.
so huge, doesn't it?
Looks ridiculous.
It's because I'm used to looking at 10 scale
You've done
stuff.
You've done a few
It just
10 scale stuff.
It just
lately,
looks
haven't you?
massive, but you can see how low this is to the tower.
Yep.
I'll get in the so there's a white background there.
Yep. It looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll be nice and like snug. There'll be no big gap there.
Because sometimes they run them up here. They do.
Well, where'd you put the other one? There it is.
And they put them in a top hole.
Well, you can go as high as that.
Yeah, and that's the current trend.
Really?
Mm.
That's like
But I don't like the way it makes
that's like
the rear
top
of the
story.
car.
Well,
That's right.
That's like a top story at the Hilton.
Mm.
That's massive.
You probably need to run a thicker sway bar to run up there. And these wings are not light. You got the big nylon wing there too. You know, it's like 50 grams swinging around in the breeze. Alright, now we need to go to page 33 if we could there, please, sir.
Are we going to jump a section, are we?
Well, we need to have a look at what pills we're going to use today.
Oh, you mean the setup?
'Cause we've got-
So why didn't you say that we need to look at the setup sheet? I'm just being, like,
What?
informative.
No, you're just being painful, mate.
Informative. So what's it say?
We're going to use, in the D mount, which is this one here, two
And why is
up.
it D? Why is it D?
Well, if the car's got 4 mounts, A, B, C and D. Being the rearmost mount,
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it the D mount.
Right.
Yes?
Okay, you got them in the right way?
Well, I don't know. I'm saying yes, but I don't really.
So it's 2 down. 2 dot down. And the C block is 3 dots down.
Get down.
It's not really correlating to what...
Where is the 3? So these ones only go up and down. The C and D blocks move
Because you
in and out.
get different actual blocks. For
Yeah, so that's the toe.
Yeah.
The D block is the toe, and you can minus or plus 1 degree on the C block.
Right.
So the C block is 3
What's-
dots up.
Yeah.
I like to say up because that's where the dots are.
Can I just have a quick squeeze at that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if the...
Yes.
do you know what the difference is?
Half a mil,
In each dot, is it?
I believe so.
So
Half a mil, 1 mil. Because the 1 dot I think is perfectly central.
So I'm going to ask something really stupid here.
Yes.
You got Pro Squat on the rear.
Pro Squat?
Yeah. 3's lower. If they're both mounting at the same position,
Yes.
okay.
On the chassis?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a look when it's done.
Unless I'm reading it wrong, unless the height of the pill in the actual block is in a different position.
Well, that could be the case.
The actual aluminium blocks are different heights.
Okay.
So.
Well, because you were right on your horse then.
Well, I'm just getting, like, keeping right on top of the situation here.
Because I do have it in a spreadsheet. It gives me the degree of, I think it's 2 degrees from memory. We're running 2 degrees of anti-squat is the kit setup.
Right. Okay, so we need a pair of 3.5mm screws.
Yeah.
Are these threaded?
Yes. They're 3.5mm. I've got a special tap for those.
You do?
Yep.
So you do remember doing those ones?
Yes.
Very strong in the construction, this car.
Well, it's going to need to be.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, they use really, strong size screws in the areas that count.
And I think they're high tense as well. They're very tough. You like it?
Well,
You got no choice.
You've done a good job on the thread.
Thank you. At least that's one nice thing you've said to me today.
I'm just waiting for something nice to be said to me.
Oh, I told you that I really like that jumper that you're wearing.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, it's not covered in fur like yours.
Right.
You've been letting the rats all over that.
Yeah. Ratty's been all over it.
Ratty Radicus.
We got 2mm. Are we going to put the arms on now?
Well, oh no. Okay, before the arms go on,
Yes.
do you know which way they go?
The sway bar mount is forward, like so.
Cool. I'm just going to insert the bolts.
What are hinge pins? Whichever way you'd like to.
And we need some
2mm?
spaces. So,
Like a sandwich.
2mm.
They're quite tight
Then
though.
followed up with what?
A 1mm shim. Well, not even a 1mm, probably a 0.2, 0.3.
It's actually 0.3.
There you go. That is the industrial standard shim size, isn't it? It's tight, isn't it?
But
You can see why I like it
good.
polished.
No, it's good.
Is it
because they don't come loose. Like, they don't slip off when you... Like, you're at the track, right, and you take the back off,
Why?
and you want to change the toe, and all this slides off and crap goes everywhere, then you're going to be going, oh, I can't find the parts, and whatever, you got like 5-10 minutes to get it back together, and you got parts laying all over the ground. And you're there polishing your shaft,
Yep.
right, because you think it's cool. And then
Hashtag polish shaft.
and then it all falls off.
Yeah, I don't know.
What more can I say?
Don't say anything more. I think you've said enough.
No.
Still going?
Oh, you don't even need these arms just fit so nice. Look at, you don't even need the polish.
Wait till we do these up.
Look how free they are.
Yeah, but these can
Shims
sometimes
first.
get a
Shims first. 0.3 shim
these
first.
can sometimes get a bit tight
When they get dust and stuff in them.
when they get actually done up because the pins and that.
Oh,
When you do up the C and D block.
you
and
mean the
gearbox,
angle of the dangle?
that it like squeezes them.
Yep.
They get squished.
Right.
So I have in the past like clearance the arms a little bit.
So you just grind everything down,
I massage it gently
roughly.
with the angle grinder.
We're flying.
Well, are we?
We are.
Well, it's good that you've actually bought your A game tonight. It took a few times to get the front arms on right last time. I don't know
Look,
if you
I
guys
tell you
watched.
what, I didn't have the right tablets that night. These are still pretty free, because I'm free.
Flapping around in the breeze. I just want to put these on to make sure that
8 scale are cool to work on because it's not as fidgety and like a 10 scale car.
No, you can really get stuck into it, can't you?
Well, it's
And it's quite sizable. I'm sure the viewers at home are really appreciating that. It's better looking as well. Like on camera, you know, it's easier to see without having to zoom in, zoom out.
Yep.
Like so.
Yep. We just smash these in.
They should be good.
They are.
They're good.
I remember my first 8 scale was a lossy. Would have been a 2.0, I reckon.
Yep.
And I didn't have a tap, and I just
went to town.
Yeah.
You would have had forearms like Popeye.
Well, I didn't have to go to the gym that day.
You wouldn't have been able to move the next day. Where is the gearbox screws?
What gearbox screws? You need screws.
Attach them to the chassis.
Is that bag
M4.
H5?
Could well be H5.
Or is
yeah, that's the one.
Looks like H5.
What do you like most about H5?
It's one after H4.
Yeah.
And it's getting closer to H6.
Oh. I don't know. Which would be your favourite out of all the bags?
the one that goes over your head.
Tucker bag.
Yeah, Tucker. Discussion about Tucker tonight.
Oh, Tucker bag. You'd have to be.
The good old Tucker bag ad. That was a few years ago. 1970 Tucker bag come out. That was a good year, you know that?
Probably was.
It was.
Yeah. Alright, I'll take your word for it. I wasn't quite around then. I was getting there. Not close. I was 10 years behind you. What are we looking at?
We got assembled rear end. Just about. Sway bar.
Can I get the sway bar? Do you want to assemble it on the car first? Or
Well, no, it's not showing on the car. It's showing here, but we can actually put it on the car. You can. I'll find the screws. You can put it on. So we need flat head screws. I call them tapered heads, but anyway, the book calls them flat heads.
Okay, thanks.
Metric 4 by 15 mil. Which
can I put this on? This little needs to go on.
You can do that.
So this is the little dog bone.
Yep, that's the rear one.
Little 36 mil.
Is it different?
It's got short pins at one end.
Yep.
And larger pins at the other end, because one end it goes into the gearbox pinion.
That is tiny. No.
What?
You got to make a mess of this last time.
Strap it in, mate. Get it. Oh.
Look at that. How clean's that?
Good. Oh.
Look at that. When you done,
it's like a little gear knob.
Is it a 5 or 6 speed?
Oh, Healy's done this one.
Has it got a reverse? Has it got a reverse lockout?
The box full of neutrals in this.
You need to lube up. I'll turn the gear stick and you lube.
It's teamwork. Teamwork to make the dream work.
So we're gonna lube up the crown wheel and pinion.
Oh, we had an uncomfortable touch then.
So, God, you are a messy person, okay? What is this stuff?
This is XTR copper grease. Yeah, and metal to metal gears, I think it's great. Bit of copper, bit of shock loading.
It's silent now. That's because I fixed up that meshing.
Shimmed by Simon.
So we used two shims on one side and one on the other.
Good. All right, stop playing. Don't wear it out, mate.
There you go.
Look at this. It's going to go on.
Just put it in there.
Get the C block in.
They locate in the chassis, don't they?
They do. The C block does locate.
So.
And we can go ahead now. Now, obviously, you've got my screws and stuff ready for me. Did you do up the hinge pins?
Tell me about the hinge pins, mate.
Look at this.
There you go.
Oh,
I'll lube up these while you're putting that in.
Oh, they're good threads.
Really?
Great plastics.
Really?
Second to none. Just like on track, huh?
we're close to being. We really only got to put the rear hubs and stuff on.
That's going to be an adventure.
No, it's easy.
Why?
You just won't get involved.
Hey, that's my specialty. Is the hubs and the shams and yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Can we run short wheelbase?
Yep.
I love a short wheelbase car. I think that they made them too long. That's only my experience in driving this last time.
What, the car's too long?
Felt too long for me. I thought it produced better traction when it was shorter in the rear.
Are you saying you didn't have enough steering? Or are you saying it was just too docile and mellow?
It was too docile. Didn't actually, just sort of...
Did you change your tyres?
Yeah, a few times.
What track was you at, by the way?
That was EMCC before it was oiled.
Yeah, rightio. Which that could get a bit dusty, you know. But still, it had MCC. If they had plenty of water in it, it should have had pretty good grip.
Yeah, I've been in all sorts of conditions.
Okay.
But anyway, I want to build it as per the kit. I think it's a good thing to do. I can't remember where the kit's set up.
Doesn't really matter, does it?
Just having a look here.
Is it not locking in?
It's extremely... The C-block is.
What have you done?
No, I'm just having a look.
It is new.
It is new. I don't like to...
It just hasn't pulled into the chassis.
Yeah, I don't really like... I like it to fit.
It's because you got it on backwards.
You've done it to me again. You've done it to me again. Oh, look at the arms. Yeah, how have you done that?
You're upside down.
You had one thing to do.
What?
Oh, that is tight. When it's threaded properly, you can just go all the way in and then it locks.
Yeah. That's because you're at the end of the thread.
Yeah.
I'll just, you know, you all good with that?
We'll come over this way, get it more on camera now. Working up a sweat.
You know what? This is really like if you haven't raced RC or you want to get into RC, 8 scale is really easy car to start off with. I mean, it is expensive.
It is a little bit more expensive.
Okay, but it's just easy to work on for your first car. Like,
yeah,
it's a
little bit more forgiving, isn't it? We'll say.
There's one of them for you.
Whoop.
We need to put this is the sway bar, the little mounts for the sway bar.
Let's get the grub screw started.
Grub screw in the centre, which will lock down onto the sway bar to take away the slop.
Now I just like to screw this in and then unscrew it. Make sure it goes in nice and straight. Like so.
Mine is. I don't know about yours.
It'll pull straight, mate.
They'll just keep tightening it up until it strips, then back it off half a turn.
Alright, I'll hold this bit down. Do you want the drill for this bit?
That's pretty technical.
2.5mm thread, I think, and they're quite a small thread.
Did you
Probably
tap them?
The smallest, not these ones, no. I didn't.
These ones are going in really easy.
Just don't want to over tighten them. I have seen a lot of people strip them.
Really?
They just get a bit excited.
I've already stripped it.
Oh well, new gearbox cases, here they come.
Oh, I don't have to pay for it, so it's all good.
Well, it's coming out of your pocket money.
Oh, well, that's one less set of tyres.
Hashtag smoke them up.
Yep, I'm only going to go through about 50 pair in practice this weekend.
Yeah. You love it. And that's the other thing about that, the running costs of an 8 scale electric.
I really wish. Oh, how efficient are you?
A little bit cheaper. I've been in a apprentice before, mate.
Yeah. I really wish 8 scale was as plentiful as 10 scale in the racing factor. Because 8 scale e-buggy is such an awesome class to race.
What's your favourite thing about it?
Well, they're just big. You can you can drive them with a little bit of disrespect in the way of they're not so
They do.
so much finesse like a 10 scale needs to be fast. You can actually be a little bit loose, and
They're pretty forgiving when it comes to the old accidents.
yeah, you can bend them pretty hard.
This is about feel.
See that?
I see it. You like it?
If it doesn't fall under its own weight, it's too tight.
And that's something that will be done in between races. Not in between races, but in between race days. It's the sort of thing that you check. How you keep your car nice. And that's why it's adjustable, so it's not really, it's on backwards, mate.
Well, we're going to put
The trailer, which is a 6-wheel drive.
it's the 5-link independent rear end.
Independent of IQ.
Look at that.
I'm looking. Ooh, hang on. You've got bits going everywhere.
Yeah, it's like an octopus, mate.
Next page. Alright.
Just giving that a little bit more of
Not these
just
ones.
a tweak off. Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Where's the pins?
they are in here. These are these pins here.
Yep.
These hard anodized aluminium pins.
Yep.
Beautifully machined, aren't they?
They are cool.
To think that it is one piece CNC machine, or trued up on the lathe.
I reckon I could knock that out in about 24 hours.
Yeah, probably. Oh,
Can you stop wobbling that
I
around?
can't.
You need to turn it upside down, please.
Yes, Miss Jane. Grub screws. So I'll lock it in. These ones here.
Yep. Which is... which bag are they in? This one? Tell you what, my therapist is getting paid well.
Ah, no. No, this is your therapy. Don't say it's not.
Therapy?
Hey?
If this is therapy, I'd hate to see what punishment is.
You're just paying your dues, mate. You know it. Pay your dues.
I'm paying for it, alright.
Oh, here comes the cat team. Here we go. Alright,
Got it in? Look at that, lock it in, Eddie.
strip it.
Alright,
Half turn back.
we're at step H5-3.
Oh, sorry, I just...
So,
Did you do these up?
what do you mean did I do them up?
I just don't...
How tight do you want to do them? Well, you want to strip them and back them off half a turn?
Yeah,
They're Nylex lock nuts.
loving it.
Man.
It's my favourite thing.
Oh.
What have we got? What's now, Chief?
The little strut that goes between the gearbox and the centre bulkhead.
Can I pop a ball in there? Is that something I can do for you?
You can pop anything in there.
Alright, this ball will do. Oh, I like these pliers. You should have a go.
I've already got a set.
They are really nice.
Actually, I'll tell a lie.
They've got...
I've got these,
Yeah.
and Nathan's got them.
There's not a lot of float in them. They've got like a button head screw measurer. And
Yep.
they've even got a countersunk screw measurer.
Yep. And what else have they got?
It's
Does
got...
it just have an operator error mode?
no, we've got loads of different measurements here. And we've got various pinching. 3 to 3.5 to 4 mil. Pretty cool.
So
4 and
with
5 mil.
so I don't know
battery.
I don't know about you, but with anything like these centre struts, I don't actually lube them
No?
because if they're too free, they can move. And
I
because
actually
they'll
like
be-
to do them up
because they're
with
tight,
shims.
you put the ball in, and you just use drivers like this, and it's
It's
easy.
a good
as.
trick, folks. A Healy hot tip. Is that what we're saying?
No,
Is it a Healy hot tip?
no, it's just an easy tip. It's not hot.
I want a Healy hot tip.
No, it's not hot.
On the nose.
You're on the nose. It doesn't. There's no specification of a set distance between them.
Really?
So, no. Like there's no measurement saying they've got a slight gap here. So I've left about a mil gap.
Okay.
Let's see how it
It's
goes.
quite critical.
Yep. Let's see how it goes.
Give us a 2 mil. This has got to come off again.
Oh yeah, because you got to put that on. Roger that.
I'm glad I tapped these threads.
I'm glad you tapped those threads. Cool.
Okay, so it mounts from underneath.
It does.
And the screw goes from the bottom. Where's my little safety washer?
I'm trying to get it out of the tray now, but it's not behaving very well. Here we go. Got it. The safety washer goes on the bottom, not the top.
No, it goes in the bottom. Do you know what that is?
So it doesn't pop off.
Last thing we want.
You know the nut goes on the bottom, don't you?
The nut goes on
So
the
the
bottom?
manual shows the nut on the bottom.
I think you'll find that it will
I think
hit.
you'll find the manual shows the nut on the bottom. I'm just going to have the picture, and you know how the pictures work best for me.
Yeah. Okay. So
so the nut goes on the bottom. Well,
I'm going to make it so these line up even.
and
Okay.
have you got the
So it's going to be like that. Nice
oh,
angle.
so you're making
Yeah.
the feng shui all good.
That's right. So that goes there,
And how are you putting the aluminium ball stud on?
like so.
The right way?
Yep.
There's your nut.
There's a nut. Here we go.
Do your nut up.
I think you'll find it might hit the out drive.
The nut? Really? There's nothing like that in the memo. I'm talking about the backside. Didn't I tell you that? The front side, the screw comes.
This guy. Come on, Nan! Get it together, man!
It's like shooting ducks in a barrel. He's having a little bit of a meltdown
No,
here
that's right. If that's the worst thing that happens today,
because
I've got my foot jammed.
he's a bit emotional,
No. We are under control, folks.
and I've put him through the ringer.
No, the reason that I know that is that I've
Because
actually
you've done it before.
I've done it by mistake before. Because it actually looks neater with the nut underneath.
It does.
But unless you file the thread down or cut the thread off, like I'll use a shorter bolt,
Yep.
which I've also done. And,
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, look, there's like 3 mil protruding. You don't need that 3 mil.
But that's safety, because if the nut comes loose,
Come loose.
no, it will.
No, mine.
It can.
Yeah.
If it comes loose,
It's been a long day, mate. It's been a very long day for you, hasn't it, buddy?
it has. It has. It's been very, very
Emotionally tiring.
well. It's been testing.
Like that.
Yep.
So we'll put this one on now.
Yeah. How about we put that one on now?
So where's my little safety washer?
I got the washer here.
Yep. And you said, does it go the same way?
No,
or does it go the opposite way?
on the back one, the screw
Goes
comes
the
down from the
opposite.
top,
Okay. Well, that's going to sort of look nice because it's
and
always
then the washer. Have you got the nut? There it is. Just here. Stop looking.
Alright.
I found it. Right there in
I
front of
won't
you.
look anymore. Can see the light. What do we got here? When are we going to have... I think we should test drive this up to the street when we're finished. What do you think? We'll take the camera out.
We'll do a Hearns live with the camera on it,
Yeah.
the GoPro or something like that.
We'll drive it up Diagon Alley across the road.
We'll go get takeaway.
Won't come back. Somebody.
We'll go get some dim sums for BJ.
You can see how. You can see how it's not going to come loose.
All right.
So here we have our brace.
Now we're gonna have to
Let's
dummy
go
fit
into
this
this.
up and adjust it so it's not either too tight or too loose, because it'll force the gearbox away or pull the gearbox in and bend the chassis.
That's not what we want.
No. So where are you at?
It's too short.
It's too short, so you need to undo it, do you? So you're going to do one turn at a time?
Well, that's pretty much what we're limited to unless I start popping balls off. I'm just looking in over the overhead.
So
That is
just
good,
put
mate.
the Now before you tighten them up, does that look right? No, it doesn't. Looks right now. You got the second driver in.
Right. That
Are you
is
happy
right.
with that?
I am.
Cool. Well, if you're happy, that means everyone's happy.
I'm glad that you actually are taking my emotional, you know, health seriously. I think your emotional health is struggling. Hey?
Mine's left the building.
Oh, look at that.
It's like, I reckon we
Falls
can.
together. Doesn't it? It really does. Oh, look, we're touching again.
Tell you what, when you thread those plastics, it does make it so much easier. How long did it take you? Realistically, how long did it take you to thread the plastics?
What, you just wind it in and
Yeah,
wind
but
it
no,
out?
how long did you sit down and how long did it take to do all the plastics before you started the build?
Probably 5 minutes tonight. Because I just did the gearbox tonight.
Yeah.
So that when we did this, it's 4 screws. It's 5 minutes.
So, yeah, okay. But I mean, if you were to sit down, if you were to unpack everything and sit down and do it,
Yeah.
how long do you reckon the extra in the build is it? Half an hour?
Maybe.
Okay.
But you're going to save that time. And
Well, you're not going to destroy anything.
No.
So you won't be wrecking screws. You won't be rounding off the head of your driver too early. You know what I mean? From forcing screws in.
You're wrecking your driver, wrecking the screws, wrecking your wrists.
Yep.
And if you need to work on it, it just comes apart easy. You don't need to get out the old mate. That's enough, mate. The little rat's going to be having a hernia.
I can fly. That's looking pretty good.
Isn't it? Let's get these hubs on.
All right. What's the next bag?
Hubba dub dub.
6. Bag 6.
H6, we're coming in hot, buddy. Coming in hot. What are you feeling?
Just seeing how robust it's going to be when you hit a pipe.
What can
Tell you what, it's pretty rigid car.
It is.
Yeah. It's definitely
Look at these.
unis love them.
Yeah, you would.
Well, there's just no work,
Yeah.
and they're so smooth
They are
until
super
they
smooth.
chop out, and then you just
Look at this. Why have they put the bearings in there for us, do you think?
because they knew it was going to be hard because of the way we're doing stuff. Aluminium hubs.
They're not your favourite thing, but
Well-
they are super strong.
Okay, so
Can you get a bit of harmonics in there?
if you're running aluminium hubs in this kind of environment,
Yes.
the bearings over a course of time wear into the aluminium and then they get loose and you get all this slop.
Yeah.
My suggestion is you just clean the outside of the bearing and put a little bit of,
Bearing fit.
well, yeah, not a super like really tight, just to stop the bearing moving in the aluminium.
So you're not going to go put a red Loctite in there?
No, you don't use a thread type Loctite. You
No?
use a retaining compound.
I'll have to get you to bring some in next time.
Yeah, so if you use a retaining compound on the into the aluminium, the bearing won't spin or move, and then it won't chop out.
And it will last longer.
Yeah, and
But
when
have a
the
look at the machine. That is a one-piece machine.
and when the
Feel it.
bearing's chopped out, then you tap them out. You just
Or heat it up.
well, you can warm it up, set it in the oven or something like that to not excessively hot because you don't want to kill the structure of the aluminium.
That's going to upset Nan.
Right.
With our scones.
I'll tell you what.
Huh? How's me hub scones going, Nan? Hey?
Yeah.
Rightio. How are we looking? Are we still working on bag H6?
Yeah, I'm well under control. We're just discussing about the bearings in the hubs.
I'm just going to put these out here.
We're just in reference plastic hubs. You push the bearing in tight in the plastic hub and it stays in there. It doesn't.
Well, it's like a real interference fit,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it doesn't actually flog out.
But
Yes.
these can be remarkably stronger from a tensile sense. Is that correct?
What's that? Aluminium.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to break an aluminium hub. You'll break something next to it, like the A-arm.
Not these A-arms. These have been berserked.
Look at that. I just fell out.
Oh,
Did yours fall out too?
that did.
Yeah.
I was just getting some bit of Loctite ready. Put a little bit of Loctite on the tray. Got a little bit of...
I'll just hold this one into place.
Even these are beautifully machined, aren't they? Anodized.
They fit. The pins fit perfect. The clearance is perfect. They've done a really, really good job. They've done their homework. When they've designed it. You know what I also like about unis?
You've just broken it. You've
I just
bent it.
Yep.
Bloody Muppet Show.
It is a bit like that.
Here we go. Now, while I'm dropping pins, here we go. A bit of Loctite on this bad boy.
Got it in there?
Yep. There's a bit of a trick that I've got for these, so I
What's
don't
that?
disturb the... Actually get my wheel driver.
And you put it on there like that and
Yeah.
hold it. And then you go like that. But I couldn't reach it because it was so far away.
I get it.
You know the other trick?
Get somebody else to do it.
Just put a wheel on.
No. Oh, this guy. I didn't even think of that. Oh. Oh. Because you want to make sure those pins are flush.
Because the wheel's got to go over.
Because the wheel's got to go over it.
I don't think that's flush on that one. Lucky.
If I can get this on there, I'm sure I can get a plastic wheel on there.
So there's two carbon mounts for you. Do you know which way they go on?
Now there's dots on them.
That's correct.
So
I've got 5 dots on this one.
yeah.
How many have you got?
They'll all have 5 dots, mate.
No.
Yeah.
No. One. I got 5 and 5. That's 10.
Oh, yeah. All right. Shit. That's a bit awkward.
You're awkward. You're extremely awkward.
Um.
Do you know which way they go?
Well, I like them to look pretty.
Can I put it on upside down like that so it changes the height?
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
You're no fun.
I like to put the nuts on from the back.
Really?
Yeah.
What side have you got? Left or right?
I've got left side. Passenger side.
Have you? So you're going nuts on the back.
Yeah.
So I've got to go nuts on the back.
And that's purely just the aesthetic thing. What are they saying in the book?
Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts on the back.
Yeah, there you go.
See, you're all over it.
Sensical. That's the thing about these cars, they just make sense.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
They're big and they're hairy and they're fast. A bit like you.
Hairy.
Carbon billet machined. It really is good quality stuff, isn't it? Now these, do you know why it has 5 dots on it?
Because it determines the
Roll center.
height.
Yeah, because
Is there
there's 3
types in them.
there's 3 lengths on each arm, and there's 5 heights available.
Yeah.
Now I haven't driven one of these enough to really play around with those settings.
This is the thing with 8 scale. You can get away with your settings a lot more than 10 scale.
Well, yeah, the car is a lot more forgiving. Obviously, if you're right at the pointy end of the pointy end, then every tenth matters. But the tracks and the cars themselves are a lot.
Do we need to go to page 33
Yes.
to check
please.
the lower pin setup on the inserts?
Yeah,
That would be the setup sheet.
because we have got width. We've got width set up and we've got height set up.
One
So we're looking at the right rear.
One low.
On
So
the right
one
rear.
dot with the actual hole at the bottom. You got this little
The hole at the bottom.
one dot.
Yeah, but there's left and right as well.
Well, of course there's left and right.
Because you can have narrow or wide.
Well, it's pointing outwards.
It is pointing outwards.
Yeah.
And the dot is up.
Yeah. You got that? You kosher with that?
I am.
You getting jiggy with it?
I am indeed. So this one here will go on the front.
I'll just have another look at that, just to quality control.
Please do.
Oh, it's back to front.
Front to back.
He's actually done a good job.
For once.
Except he put the nuts on the front.
No, this is this side. You're a unit, mate. You're a unit. Now I'm all discombobulated.
You just
so this is pointing out.
Like an arrow. Just treat it as an arrow pointing outwards.
Yeah, and dot facing up.
Dot upwards, arrow out.
Yes. Alright.
God, you make it complicated.
Well, I just want to get it right after last week's shenanigans.
Yeah, what
Because I've
shenanigans?
seen all sorts of people do funny things with these kills.
Clearly, man included.
Alright, this is where you come into it, mate. Your time to shine.
You got the wrong person.
Where is...
The book's shiny.
Where is it? Look at that.
So clearly...
That is an outer hinge pin.
Clearly, they give you nice little orange shiny washers.
Yeah, so we can shine on. That is our wheelbase adjustment.
Just curious to know why you get shiny orange ones.
Instead of like a Teflon one.
They put the bolt in from the back.
Do they?
Read the manual.
Okay. Doesn't mean I agree with it, but okay.
I'm just keeping it real.
Alright, I'll change it when you're gone.
No worries. You can do whatever you like.
No, I wouldn't do that to you, mate. Now this is the tricky bit.
Getting the other washer in?
Yeah.
Why?
Because...
Oh my god.
What?
I can see this washer going AWOL.
Can you?
Yeah, it'll be just...
How much are you going to laugh?
It'll be just... It's going to hit the deck and just go twang a second and it will be gone. Nick, if you're watching, you're going to be able to wash us.
Very soon.
Have you lost it again? Oh my... Gideon.
That's twice. Gideon, did you just say?
Yep.
That is such a...
You got one more go at it, mate, and it's all over. You're doing it wrong.
Why?
You got to push the hub up against it.
I know, but...
And you're pushing the pin.
I'm just trying to...
Get your fingers off the pin.
I'm trying to get it located.
You're trying to hate it.
Like so.
Wow. That was...
That was hard. That was really hard.
That was technical.
Folks.
Very technical for Brett. I think it's tested, Brett, beyond the limits.
I'm at the limits. Did you see the moustache twitch? The end of it started to curl up.
Do you know how that reminds me of?
Who?
Cat Weasel.
I don't know who that is, but I'll pretend. Who's Cat Weasel? I've learned two things tonight. Catto.
You need to... Cat Weasel is an old English show about a hermit that lived in a water tower. And he had a moustache very similar to yours.
Good bloke.
Yep, and he had a pet frog called Touchwood. You fit the bill exceptionally well.
Touchwood, eh? Touchwood.
Look what you're missing out on.
What?
Now, push the hub up against it.
I'm trying,
when you're putting those washers in, you don't push the pin. You push the hub up to hold the washer. Not like Brett, who's just like all over the place like a lost unit. It's going to go flying any second now. Oh, wow. That one was nowhere near as painful as the first one.
You just need to have some faith there.
No, you just done it the right way. You push the hub. You push the hub up against the washer and it stops the washer falling out.
Unless you wriggle. Or...
If you're pushing the pin like someone here was doing on the first one, nothing happens.
I'm here to learn, mate. That's why you're in. You want it built properly.
Oh, well, you got the wrong guy here. I'm talking about you, by the way.
How good is that? Look, let's have a look where we're up to, folks. How long are we in? An hour and 14.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Are we looking good?
Let's smash the camber links in,
Yep.
and we're as good as ready for wheels.
Aren't we?
Yep.
We're going to put the shocks on.
Don't worry about the shocks. We're a lowrider.
Let's have a look where the setup says for the camber link holes on the rear, please.
Rightio. We're going to make this an hour and a half, and we've got to be done. All right. So we need to chop. So on the outer, you're in the middle hole, which they call B.
B.
Yep. And on the inner, you're the second hole up from the bottom, which is a higher roll centre rather than lower. Okay. You're jiggy with that.
I'm putting even the right screws in.
You
Just
want.
go back. Is it button head or cap head?
You want the metric 3x20 button head on the outers.
Yep.
And the same on the inners actually, so it's the same all round on inner and outer on the camber link.
That's good if you're working on it, isn't it?
Well, it makes it simple. You don't get confused if you've pulled it off and you got on the lane on the table, you know.
I always get confused.
Yeah, well, yeah, tell us something we don't know.
Not sure. What have you got for me?
Second hole up.
Yep. Alright.
Second hole up, mate.
I think it carried away.
No, second hole up.
Which hole?
Second hole. So why are you going off the setup in the back? You said you were building it as kit, and that's not kit.
Yeah.
That's not.
No, it is.
No,
Well, that's the...
It's not. It's a base setup. The kit setup says lowest hole.
Yeah, but they have that instructions for this, all the models.
Really?
Whether you have a GT or whether you have...
So it's the same instructions.
Yeah, a nitro.
So you're saying the build instructions is just generic?
Yes, the build instructions are it.
But then they put a setup sheet in the back
Yep.
for you to set it up when you build it.
Yeah, and that way you can, as they amend it as well, as they amend the kit,
Oh, you mean as things develop, or
as the
there's
kit develops,
a
and
running
parts develop.
change,
Yeah.
etc.? Look at you go. You're all over this, aren't you?
Well, you know, I couldn't have done it without you.
I know.
Imagine what it would have
We'd
looked like.
still be on the front arms.
No, I would have given up.
You would have farmed it out. Phone a friend.
All my four-wheel drives end up like that.
We're not going to go full drive. What are you doing, you nufty?
What happened?
Nothing. I'm just
Giving me a hard time.
No, I'm just like, oh, my God, who built that camber link?
It's good, isn't it?
Clearly, that wasn't my camber link. That was Brett's.
We'll have to rewatch that one. I'd be interested to know.
We had a uniform of which side the marking was on, and clearly
somebody ignored it.
Someone was not on the right page.
Somebody clearly ignored it. Don't like the way they swap over, but
Well, you should have just put the nuts on the front, like they are in the manual.
oh, they reversed to the camber links.
No, the nuts are on the front on both sides, but you've reversed them because, just like the camber link, you've done your own thing.
I'm really looking forward to watching back and seeing exactly who did that camber link.
You're not going to know
Why?
because there's two of them.
Yeah, but I know which one's left and which one's right.
I don't think it's going to disclose. Anyway, shocks, come on.
Where's my top shot mounts?
Yep.
What hole are they going in?
We're going to go back to the setup sheet.
Second hole?
Number 3, which is the third hole out.
Third hole.
Yep. Number 3.
And we've actually got different colours here.
What
Looks like
colours
they've
for
gone
what?
to a.
What are you talking about?
Looks like they've gone to a steel front mount and an alloy rear.
Yeah, because the steel's more robust.
Yeah, but
So
they didn't used to.
When you smash that pipe, you're not going to tear it off. Where the aluminium's lighter.
I don't think that's a thing.
What do you mean you don't think that's the thing?
Don't think that that's a good reason.
Right. Okay. All right.
I haven't actually finished.
You don't know,
Little
do
bit.
you?
I'm trying.
You got no idea, have you?
Well,
I'm just going to do a little bit of a.
and now mounting these shocks. Talk to me about it. The lower shock mounts.
Depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for stability...
No, I'm talking about the thread. Do you know there's reverse threads on one side?
Oh, you mean left-hand thread, not reverse.
Left-hand thread.
Is that right?
That's right.
And is that why they're different colour screws?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. So left-hand, so... which one goes which?
So your black one is clockwise.
Yep.
And your chrome one or your silver one, whichever way you want to describe
Let's
it.
have a look. Let's show the people.
Counterclockwise.
Reverse thread.
My
Can I call it reverse thread?
Left-hand thread, please.
Why?
Because
there's no such thing. It's forward thread.
it's actually aluminium.
Yeah. Both of them are aluminium.
Do you know the ones in my 817 were stainless?
Were they?
Yeah, they weren't
They
aluminium.
used to have these pins now with the grub screw.
All stainless. They weren't aluminium back then. That was before the war.
That's how refined they are. Look at it. It's machined.
Yeah.
So, one of them is left-hand thread and one of them is
The black one is clockwise.
clockwise.
The gunmetal grey is counterclockwise.
So, I'm tipping the counterclockwise one goes on the left-hand rear. Driver's...
Counterclockwise is left rear
yes.
and right front.
Yes. Because
And-
as it's doing up... Is that right?
It's supposedly to do with the action of the shock, not undoing it. Is that correct?
That's right. So when you're applying torque to it, like over the bumps...
It tightens it up rather than undoes it.
Yes. Exactly.
Yep, you're all over it, aren't you?
Some cars even have hinge pins like that. But it's just to be
I think they were Hillman Hunters.
just to be wary if you're working on somebody's car to make sure you're not just
Well, if
stripping
you're
their-
working on a HB, I don't think many other... Oh, the Techno is. I know the Techno's got a left-hand thread. I don't know about the
I think a
Lossy.
Lossy's got a left hand.
It does?
hinge
Does
pin.
it?
Yeah.
You sure?
I don't know. I've never had one.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Hinge pin?
Because the hinge pin suffers the same fate. Some people actually put their hinge pin on the left-hand side reverse.
Because it unwinds itself. Is
In
that the current Lossy?
In your hour, that's the current HB actually. They put the they put the hinge pin from the other side on the left hand side.
So they one from one direction and one from the other direction. Is that for the hour mains when they just do not want any chance of anything coming loose or going wrong?
Exactly.
You got a black one? There's a black one.
Black one.
Black one.
And I'm going the
Clockwise.
outer mount on the arm. Is that right?
Yep, so you're going outer mount.
I'm a bit of an outer mount guy. Now, what's the difference between outer mount and inner mount?
Well, inner mount's going to ride the bumps and give you more grip better in like rougher track.
Yes.
Outer mount's going to give you more stability and more resistance to traction rolling.
Which one's going to make the car more responsive?
The outer.
The outer.
Because it reduces roll and makes the car stiffer and reacts quicker.
Increases the piston speed inside the shock absorber, doesn't it?
Depends on where the top hole is.
Okay. In relation to moving it outwards.
Well, it moves faster for the same distance.
Yes.
So the piston's got to move quicker in the stroke for the same distance that the arm's
Don't
travelling.
talk to me about stroke.
Okay. Which therefore changes the way the shock ability to absorb the impacts and stuff.
I'm just being a little bit fussy the way I'm putting on my bleeders and the top shock bushes, so
Are
they
you
don't
going out a hole?
get jammed with
Are
mud.
you going out a hole?
On the front, yes.
Well, that's where it says to go.
Well, thank you.
And guess what? Number 3 on the tower.
Number 3 in the tower.
Which we're already
we
set
did that.
Yeah.
Look at
I
that. And is it
like
actually starting to
I
look-
like the way that they put the plastic inserts in the top of the shock to stop them actually chewing out. Therefore, you just buy the little inserts, flip them out, chuck them away, and put new ones in, and it's like presto, brand new, nice and tight again.
Yeah. Exactly, really serviceable.
Yep.
Because they do get an absolute hiding.
They're copping
Especially
a lot of.
when you start putting this thing upside down.
They're copping a lot of impact into the pipes.
You and pipes, you got this thing for pipe. Pipe jockey.
Hey, where's the wheels?
That'd be a really good idea.
Where's the wheels? I hope you got yellow wheels.
No.
Yes?
No.
You don't?
No. Where's the razor blade?
I wouldn't have.
Lost.
I would not have even came if I had known that.
So
You do realise it is only yellow wheels. Don't look at me like that.
I've even gone one step. I've got black wheels and stickers.
Black wheels and black stickers.
White stickers.
So you're going like a black and white minstrel.
Yeah, mate, just let me squeeze.
Oh, well, look at that.
Now, they're not new. They're pre-loved.
There's a violation.
It's a bit of pipe.
I'm just getting them in the light here, and I can see that Brett has already pre-violated them on the track.
They've done hours of work.
Have they?
They have.
How
They
many,
have
how,
actually
how
done
many
hours.
How many motos?
I would say that they have done at least 12 batteries.
Really?
Yes. Yes. They certainly have those ones. They are sort of my favourite go-to when I was learning to drive. Now we've got to obviously do the setup and put the electrics in after that. Right here I'm using some JPRC wheel nuts.
Just before you go there, do we actually have a turnbuckle wrench for these? Where is it? What do we do with it?
I've got this one here.
Which is for?
That's for the upper camber. Front camber, sorry. Upper camber, there's only one camber. And the other one is a 5mm. Oh, look what I found.
Oh, well, don't worry about slashing your wrist yet.
Why?
Yes. We're just gonna get a little bit of a.
Now this is episode 5 of the HB Racing E819RS.
I want to drive this.
You'll definitely get the chance.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay for it first.
Well, somebody's got to pay for it.
You do that.
All right.
Where's the other one, the smaller one, Brett? That's the Aeromax one, wasn't it?
Yep.
Is it black?
Brown.
Oh, brown.
Call it brown.
Brown.
So it might get a little bit confusing at the rear because you put the left side on the wrong way.
Did I?
Yeah. And I'd love to fix it.
No.
But
I'm just going to make.
I'm going to actually be threaded.
I'm just first of all, before we go any further, I'm going to make a public apology for your conduct on the left rear camber link.
Violation. Play on. Now this kit is not finished.
We're just going to get it rough, okay? Because we don't have a setup station and we're running out of time.
We are going to set up station, but we're not doing it tonight.
No.
We might revisit that once I put the radio gear in. I won't be doing that live on the episode. I'll do it in my little workshop. I'll get it all wired up and fitted with Dash's latest gear.
And what size are you going to go again? Did you say?
What's that?
Motor. Was it 1900 kV?
Yeah, I'm still up in the air about that.
I don't think you need any more.
Yeah, well, needs a funny thing, Simon. No, 19 kV is generally more than enough for these things, isn't it? On 4S,
Yeah.
it is going to be carrying a bigger battery though.
You know, the bigger the battery, the less kV. The smaller the battery, the more kV. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, yes.
Unless you're
out
out for speed runs.
Yeah, but also runtime's an issue. You couldn't put 2650 kV and get 10 minutes off a 5000 milliamp battery.
Why not?
The maths just don't add
Just
up.
don't squeeze the throttle so hard.
All right. Yes, Mum.
It's all about prevention, mate, not just going for the cure.
Oh my lord. I'm unmasked. What do you think of these wheel nuts? These are JPRC close-end wheel nuts. Why are we putting them on?
So you don't fill the tubes up full of muck.
That didn't take long. An hour and a half in,
Escalated.
the biggest tool on the bench has hit the deck. Hey?
Woohoo!
All the grub screws and shims, nah. Just the big handful. Can I put this one on? Well, you can do it up. I don't want it to fall off.
No, there you go.
Looks weird.
You can wreck it.
Looks weird without a wing. No, you gotta drill it. You are a unit, Mr. Healy.
I told you we'd get the wheels on it.
We did get it to the wheels on. It is a roller, folks.
Oh, that feels
You like that?
That feels cool. Really, really nice shocks.
Thank you. I polished the shafts on that. Look at the look on his face.
The shocks were good, but anyway.
That is really good. We've got some goodies on there. It is looking like a buggy.
Well, it is. So really, it's just a wing, setup, and electronics, and then violation.
Yep, and you guys will get to witness it here first.
Well,
I'm Brett. That guy's Simon. And we're from Hearns, and thanks for watching us do episode 5.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We'll definitely be back. We're going to finish this off.
Yeah, we'll be back with
episode 6 of this.
With all the electrics in it. Is that right?
Yes.
So you're going to have them all fitted up?
Yep, and we'll just run through it, do a bit of final setup.
Yep.
Ride height.
And we might do skids in Flinders Street.
Why not? Alright guys. Well,
thanks guys.
We're Hearns Hobbies, and thanks for watching us build a HB Racing E819RS.
We'll see you next episode.
Thanks for watching.
Bye guys.